Literally,
so crazy.
NFL GMs will take a 5-time felon over a guy with a good
Literally.
heart.
Yeah.
I'm literally so excited.
I cannot wait. I will be glued to the TV.
I
Yeah.
have never been a draft watcher.
Guys, I can't wait. It's so like ever since like we haven't had a top 5 pick. Like I remember when Baker got drafted, we were
Mhm.
literally in Yukon.
Yeah. I was glued.
Like
I was glued.
we were in Yukon playing a
Okay.
baseball game, and I was like sneaking peeks
Yeah.
at my phone. Like, did he go?
Yeah.
Did he go number 1? Did he go number 1?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was
Yeah.
Kyler. I don't know. Whatever. Either one of them.
Bofa.
Both of them. But now
Now it's not as relevant.
Yeah.
Danny or Billy's the first one, and they're not going till probably tomorrow. So
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was
But what-
glued to the Thunder drafting Chet. But
Yeah.
right when he
Yeah.
got drafted, I turned it off and went back to playing my round of golf at Oak Tree.
Yes.
So I just have never been that way. Even with when I was in my big time NBA fandom as a 12-year-old,
Yeah.
I would maybe watch the first couple picks, see what went down.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Oh, who was that like massive bust out of that the Cavs got? Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, never been a big draft watcher, so I'm not like super excited for tonight.
Yeah. I feel like
You know
if
what
you
draft
watch the
yeah.
draft, you got to be like a super diehard fan.
Yeah.
Like I love the Thunder, just
Mhm.
like Spencer. I see our picks, and
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
All I watch.
that's how I am with the draft. It's like if your team's got a lottery pick, I'll be dialed in for that.
Yeah.
But the Broncos at 20 today, it's like I'm hoping they pick up Colson Loveland out of Michigan, but I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch 20 picks just to see that.
Yeah.
Like,
Last year's draft, we were playing an IM softball game, and we got cooked.
oh yeah,
And we were back before the 10th pick was even.
That is
Dude, yeah.
actually insane, bro.
I will
Yeah,
say
last-
the only draft that I actually low key pay attention to is the MLB draft,
Yeah.
especially like when we were younger, is because that was my dream, and I was like, one day that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
that's how I was at the
I-
NBA.
And now, like I like seeing or like not anymore, but like 2020, 2019, when you like new guys, you're like,
That's what I was about to say.
yo, that's.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
by the grace of God, I was hoping and praying that they would accidentally mistakenly draft me, and I would see my name up there, but
Yeah.
that never
No,
happened.
that's facts. That's the only time I've actually really watched MLB draft is when I was friends with guys
Yeah.
who were getting drafted.
Fuck that.
And so now it's like I don't care because all the guys that would get drafted from our class are they're already gone.
Dude,
Yeah.
the guys getting drafted now are literally like, I mean, football wise, still like 03 babies, 02 babies, but the guys getting drafted to the league and to the NBA,
Yeah.
it's
Like
like
07.
07,
Yeah.
07,
Oh, 07,
That's ridiculous,
06.
bro.
007.
Like,
Dude, I was
we were
listening
in
to Chris
kindergarten.
Brown
Yeah.
in 07, 08,
Literally.
like
Like,
second grade,
Yeah.
first grade.
man, I met Salvatore in 07, our friend Salvatore.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
crazy.
shows you how, gosh, man. Anyways, moving on. What we're going to talk about today is some of our guys here at OU, what they're looking like in the draft, their biggest moment of their lives.
Yeah.
Obviously, Danny and Billy are the big two that are like hopeful to get into the third round, maybe.
Yeah.
Ethan Downs hopefully just squeezes in and gets drafted. And we're also going to squeeze in a little bit of talk about old Dylan Gabriel, our old friend.
Poor old buddy.
Our old buddy Dylan Gabriel. So
Yeah.
I'll list off like where the
Start with,
projections
start
got
with
him.
Billy B. Yeah.
Let's start out with Billy Bowman. He's overall mostly projected to go first out of all the Sooners.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find this.
I know the projections are either the Vikings, the Titans, the Dolphins, and
The Jaguars.
the Jaguars.
So
Man,
that
don't go to Jacksonville, Billy.
yeah. So hopefully I'm gonna
Duval.
Duval. Dude, I haven't heard that in a long. Great pool right there,
Hey,
Kylan.
great
Great
pool.
pool.
Heater.
Minnesota, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Miami. Third or fourth round for Billy Bowman. I would like to see him out of all those places end up at Miami.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
When you get past the first round, really the lottery,
Just try and get to a
I
cool
just want to
place.
see my guy go to a place that he's gonna like win a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
have a chance at a Super Bowl, a playoff.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him end up I mean, you can. I mean, your career can get ruined heading to Cleveland or Jacksonville. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. So
Yeah. It's
Uh,
happened. Look at Trevor Lawrence, man.
yeah.
Trevor
Oh
Lawrence
yeah.
is a
There's
dog.
there's some Baker Mayfield almost had his career ruined by those
Yeah.
stupid Browns.
Yeah.
So
Praise God he got out of there. My
yeah,
goodness.
and Carolina too.
Yeah.
Danny
So-
Stutzman projected 4th or even 6th round by PFF. PFF
That's
just does
insane.
not like Danny. Yeah.
He's not going to go the 6th round. He's
Yeah,
not-
PFF lock in. Vegas or Buffalo? Now,
Dude.
I obviously have a preference there.
Oh my gosh, I want him to go to the Bills so bad.
That would be sick.
Oh
I don't think
my
he would.
gosh, dude.
I don't know if he'd start on the Bills, but
Dude, his personality would fit perfectly in
I
Buffalo.
could definitely see him
Perfectly.
jumping over a table into a table. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's going to be so hype. Yeah, I've never had an NFL team, and so I'm trying to pick one. I always like the Broncos. Like I've always been a fan of the Broncos, but I also like the Bills, bro. And I think I'd become a fan if he was part of the Bills. So, I don't know.
How about them Cowboys?
He would
That's-
fit. He'd fit down there, the Cowboys.
fit in
That
the
was
Cowboys,
like
yeah.
originally like one of the like early on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was projected to go first
Yeah.
round to the Cowboys, low key. And
Yeah.
I was
I made
like,
a whole graphic.
Dude, what happened? Because he was projected to go really high, and now he's
He's projected to go
I
second
think
round.
the more
long
you
time.
look at the linebackers in
know
the
why.
draft, Danny is a great like fundamental like play like he,
Mhm,
but there's just like super athletic freaks
mhm.
like Jalen
Yeah.
Walker. Like you can't like there's guys like that
Yeah.
Jihad Campbell or whatever from I think he's from Bama.
Mhm.
Like
yeah,
I think what happened with Danny is like his IQ is what makes his game so
Yeah.
great.
yeah,
So he looks really good in season, but when it comes to those like, combines and all that stuff, he doesn't stack up with, guys like that freak from LSU.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
Danny's
like
not going to
Harold
run a
Perkins, yeah.
4.3. He's not
Mhm.
going to it's
Yeah.
just.
it's
But
also
I
you
think
look at Danny.
I think
yeah.
in game though, Danny's one of the best.
That's
He
the
is.
thing
The
is
best.
that's
you
the
know.
thing. He's got
Like-
the IQ of a demon.
Yeah.
So
Like metrics don't really matter. It matters about your production in game.
yeah.
And Danny's always had that. So I don't know.
Dude, so PFF is the only projection site putting Ethan Downs in the draft after saying that Danny was going to go in the 6th. They have him going to Miami. I mean, when you're getting that deep in the draft, it's just a total toss up.
Yeah, it's
You're just
just
projecting.
You go,
I-
the
I would love
Chiefs.
to see Ethan just end up somewhere where they're going to give him a fair chance, honestly. And because I know his personality. I think he will, if given a fair shot, have a Baker Mayfield type story where
Yeah.
he's not, he will work his way into a job.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Dude,
that happens.
you know who I think Danny or Ethan Downs would fit at so
Hmm.
good? The Lions, bro. Ethan Downs would be such a good fit for the Lions. Like Dan Campbell, we're
Yeah.
gonna chew off people's kneecaps. Like that's
Mhm.
Ethan Downs mentality style. I don't know. I just feel like that'd be a good fit.
I mean, I would agree, but
Aiden Hutchinson.
I know you're not. Yeah, I was gonna say Aiden Hutchinson. Like
Yeah.
Ethan Downs would just be cooked.
Yeah,
That's
he
the-
wouldn't play over Aiden Hutchinson. I'm just saying like culture wise,
Yeah,
Culture-wise, for sure.
100%,
like
yeah.
he
Yeah.
would fit with the Lions. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like Ethan Downs is like when you watch him, I feel like we've seen him like do things. We're like, all right, yeah, but like he's never just been like, oh my goodness, look at this. And that's it sucks so bad because he's such like a great dude. Like you want
Yeah.
that guy, you could take 11 of them on the field, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, in this day and age, like you got to show out.
He's one of those guys that has to work for it.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
it doesn't
He's
come
not
naturally.
Isn't it?
naturally.
Mhm.
Obviously, you have to be somewhat naturally gifted to be a starting
Mhm.
D line at OU.
Yeah.
But he's not naturally gifted in the sense of he's running insane forward. Like he
Mhm.
has to work for what he has,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
he does. So
yeah,
He came into OU weighing
230,
not much over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
220.
So like he literally had to build it brick by brick.
yeah, he's got a really good story.
He
Yeah.
does have a
I-
great story.
Ethan Downs is really solid, dude.
Hometown kid.
Yeah.
So
What about DG?
yeah, hopefully it works out for him. I think we're gonna have some heavy opinions on DG, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So DG, 6th rounder all around
Mm.
in the projections.
Yeah.
Vegas, Green Bay, and the Rams. But I kind of want to talk about just in general, like, I mean, when you're projecting the 6th round, you could really end up anywhere. So
Yeah.
what are some fits that y'all see?
He was
I'll start.
6'2", DG's
Yeah.
going probably top 2 rounds.
Here's
Yeah.
here's what's crazy to me, and he is short and he doesn't have great arm strength, but it's crazy to me that you can be a starting quarterback at OU for 2 years, go start at Oregon, lead an undefeated season, make
Mhm.
it to the second round of the playoffs. You finish your season in New York in the Heisman race, and you're projected to go to the sixth round?
Mhm.
Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I've never thought Dylan Gabriel was
Yeah.
insanely good. He doesn't have great arm strength. But it's just crazy to think that you can be the starting quarterback at Oregon, go undefeated, play in the Rose Bowl, and finish your season in New York for the Heisman Trophy race.
Yeah.
And you're projected to go in the sixth round as a quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
that's just insane to me. I don't, it's not that I disagree with it. It's more just
Mhm.
like insane that that's even possible.
Yeah. There's just obviously very little hope that his game will transfer from college football to
Yeah.
pro football.
Yeah.
There was one coach out there that I could see just absolutely loving the way Dylan Gabriel plays, and it's Sean Payton. But
Mm.
I mean, but what's crazy about the situation at the Broncos, it's like they got Bo Nix out of Oregon because he's that like point guard type quarterback, and Dylan Gabriel is like literally the same thing, straight out of Oregon, point guard type quarterback. But the Broncos obviously don't need him. They are absolutely in
Yeah.
love with Bo Nix. So,
Yeah.
Jerry Jones, please,
yeah,
please. I'm begging. I'm begging. I promise DG won't get hurt every single year. He
yeah,
won't just for me, obviously I don't really care what the Cowboys do. They ain't gonna do that anyway. So yeah, it's just really weird. Like I get why he's a 6 rounder. I get it because some team's gonna take him to be the glorified backup, glorified practice squad guy, third
well
string.
paid backup.
But for the teams that don't even have anything,
Mm-hmm.
like why
Why
not take a
not?
point guard? Like
Yes.
why not take a point guard style who will just run the system and he'll run it to a T? Like it doesn't make sense. You don't need
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
Josh Allen ain't got a Super Bowl. You don't need, I'm no hate to Josh Allen, but like just get a guy that can do the job.
Dude, I swear NFL teams are always complaining about how there's a drought on quarterback. There's never enough quarterbacks. Take a guy like DG, and if you build a offense that suits him,
Yeah.
he might not take you to a Super Bowl, but he's going to get you some wins if you build the
Yeah.
right offense around him. I've never understood why NFL teams would rather just suffer than
Yeah.
have a situation like that. DG to me is he screams a well-paid backup, and then he's the type of guy to be a well-paid backup and then get put in a game
Yep, and
and just like ball
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
get a year contract somewhere else, maybe
Dude.
ball out there. Yeah.
I say I want him to go to the Rams. Little reunion with Drake Stoops.
Yeah, hopefully Drake Stoops
That'd be pretty
pans
cool.
out, and that'd be
Well,
kind of
maybe.
cool.
Yeah.
He
well,
can
he's
back up
suspended.
Matthew Stafford, get some good
Mhm.
knowledge from, a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Be a good spot for him. I feel like the Rams would be a really good fit for DG.
I mean, I would agree with that. Like send him somewhere that's veteran, older quarterback maybe
yeah.
that is probably out of the league in a couple years, and then I mean by that time, the only other problem is that he's a little older, so that's probably also why he's falling down. He's
Yeah. Yeah.
probably pushing the big 2.5, but
The big
Like-
2-5.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
hey, it just
Yeah.
especially in this, I'm like, dude, he's a culture guy. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone speak badly about DG. Like
Yeah.
he's doing his
Yeah.
lineman right. Like all the coaches have always been like, yeah, bro, he's a great guy, great whatever.
Yeah.
Receivers
But now
like him.
we're- Exactly. Like most people like him. And now all the talk is Shador Sanders is sliding down draft boards because I can't stand the way he does this. I'm like, well, you got a guy.
Yeah.
That's probably better
Yeah.
on paper or not, maybe not on paper, but if looking at it. So I don't
Yeah.
know. The
And
draft
NFL
is, this is
GMs
why I
would-
don't care because it doesn't make sense to me why teams pick who they do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm probably not a GM.
Literally,
so crazy.
NFL GMs will take a 5-time felon over a guy with a good
Literally.
heart. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, what are you doing?
It's kind of crazy how bad GMs are at drafting. Like it's so like the Browns, for example, they have made bad decision after bad decision for probably 10 or 15 years now. The best decision they made was probably Bake, and they traded him. So I just don't. It's crazy how many GMs just make terrible decisions, and it's like everybody but them can see it. All the fans are like, "Why would you pick this?" All the analysts are like, "Why would you pick this?" but it's like the GMs think they made a good decision. It's like how is everybody against you, but yet somehow you're right? I mean, that happens in very few cases. It happens, but not. I don't know. I'm going on a little rant, but GMs are they're just buns typically across the board,
Doofus.
except for Sam Presti.
Doofuses.
Sam Presti.
Sam
Sam
Presti,
Presti's
yeah,
the greatest
he's
GM of all time.
goated.
Yeah, but